Hey everyone, and welcome to this explainer. Okay, today we're going to unpack something absolutely mind-bending. We're exploring the fascinating reality that our thoughts have a literal biological impact on our physical well-being. And look, we aren't just talking about, feeling good or having a positive attitude. No, we're diving into the hard science of how your mindset can actually alter your biology, heal your body, and literally protect your immune system.
So, here's our roadmap for today. We're going to start with the power of thought, then dive right into understanding the famous placebo effect, look at its darker twin, the nocebo effect, and then we'll wrap up by arming you with a concrete resilience action plan. Section 1. The power of thought. When we think about getting healthy, we usually just picture hitting the gym or eating a bunch of vegetables, right? But diet and exercise, well, they aren't the only pillars of health. Research actually shows that our immune system and our overall well-being is heavily dependent on our mental strength and our thoughts. It's a real game changer. When you face a crisis, that internal dialogue, the voice inside your head, often dictates whether you walk away with a win or suffer a defeat. Your inner voice is literally sending signals straight to your immune system.
Moving on to Section 2, Understanding the Placebo Effect.
To really understand the medical science behind all this, we gotta look at the placebo effect. This is a scientific phenomenon where people literally recover from actual physical health conditions completely without receiving active medical treatment. Basically, they're given a sugar pill, they don't know it's a sugar pill, but because they fully, truly believe they're taking an advanced, powerful medication, their bodies respond by healing. It perfectly grounds the sheer power of the mind in rigorous clinical reality. And to see just how widely accepted this is, all we have to do is look at how modern pharmaceutical products are researched. It's standard practice. Scientists will give one group of people the real, active medicine and another group a fake sugar pill without telling them. Then, they analyze the data to see if the real medicine actually performs better than just the belief in the medicine.
And guys, here is where the absolute power of the human mind reveals itself. There are numerous clinical cases where the placebo effect has been shown to equal or even completely dominate the results of the actual real medicine. Just let that sink in for a second. Their belief alone became the cure. No active ingredients, just pure belief.
So that brings us to a crucial point. If this mechanism works both ways, if belief can actually heal, what happens when our beliefs turn negative? It leads us to ask a rather frightening question about the darker side of our own minds.
Which brings us to Section 3, the danger of nocebo. We need to shift to a bit of a more serious tone here because the nocebo effect is the exact opposite of the incredible healing phenomenon we just talked about. It happens when we lose hope. If you start believing that nothing can save you, your immune system physically weakens. And the scariest part about this happens regardless of what drugs you're taking or what healthy lifestyle you're following. If your mind gives up, your body's defenses literally drop right along with it. It's like a dangerous chain reaction inside the body. It kicks off in just a single second with a sudden feeling of fear, stress, or anxiety. Within an hour of focusing on that negative info, it really starts taking root. Give it a day, and this translates directly into depression and a loss of hope. And over a week, your immune system drastically loses its strength against microbes. Without a strong defense, external things like viruses can spread incredibly fast. So your fear quite literally invites the infection right in. Okay, let's look at Section 4, your resilience action plan. All right, let's pivot and bring some uplifting energy back here. We know the stakes, so let's build a toolkit for surviving and thriving during tough times. First up is physical fortitude. We're relying on 4 foundational pillars here: eating healthy food, getting physical exercise or movement, making sure you rest and sleep well, and taking nutritional supplements in optimum dosages. You absolutely have to give your body the raw physical materials it needs so it can step up and support your mind. Next, we got to curate what I like to call our mental diet. You've got to actively practice faith, hope, and trust. You need to firmly believe you can fight and win. Basically, treat your mind like an absolute fortress. Only let in positive news, and entirely avoid negativity and fake news. What you feed your mind is literally just as important as what you feed your stomach. And building on that, make a point to watch and listen only to media that makes you optimistic about the future and motivates you to do better. Get involved in activities that generate positive energy. Look, based on the hard science of the placebo and nocebo effects we just covered, protecting your optimism isn't just fluffy self-help advice, it is a strict clinical necessity for maintaining a strong immune system. Finally, our action plan requires community strength. You generate resilience by projecting your strength outward. Help and support others however you can. Try to be critical, realistic, and scientific in your thinking to cut through all the misinformation out there. Be a pillar of strength to your family instead of spreading fear. And hey, take a moment to pray for or just send good energy to those providing selfless service. Supporting others actually reinforces your own internal resilience. It's a total win-win.
I want to wrap up the core of this explainer with a really profound thought. Do the best you could do with what you have and where you are. Be resourceful rather than looking out for resources. Believe and stand for something in life so that you do not fall for anything. I absolutely love that. Resourcefulness and unshakable belief are our ultimate biological and psychological shields.
So I'll leave you with this final provocative question to think about. How will you harness the power of your beliefs to build your resilience starting today? The power to weaken or strengthen your body is sitting right there inside your own mind. It's entirely up to you how you're going to use it. Thank you so much for joining me and learning with me today on this explainer. Stay strong, stay optimistic, and I'll catch you next time.